Welcome to Academic Guru's Tutoring Thursday, where we answer all of your high school, college, and university questions. If you would like your question to be featured on next week's Tutoring Thursday, please submit your questions to questions@academicgurusinc.com. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay current with all of our new videos. Today I'll be solving an economics question involving price elasticity of demand. And the question reads, Anne's demand curve for shoes is Q equals 50 minus 3P. Her price elasticity of demand for shoes at a given price P is equal to -3/7. Calculate price P. Before I delve into this question, I'll start off with a short review on price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand is simply a measure of the sensitivity or elasticity of quantity demanded with respect to a given change in price. In other words, it measures how responsive consumers are to price changes. We calculate price elasticity of demand by dividing the percentage change of a quantity demanded by the percentage change in price. So generally, we can say that whenever the percentage change of a quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in price, this particular item or good, price elasticity of demand, is considered to be elastic. An example of this would be a luxury item, for example. If the price of the luxury item is raised too high, you're most likely not going to buy it. By contrast, an inelastic good is an example of an item where, regardless of the price change, the quantity demanded does not decrease substantially. An example of this would be a necessity, so any good that you can't go without. In order to fully appreciate the price elasticity of demand equation, you have to be able to understand what the percentage change actually means and how you calculate it. We calculate the percentage change of quantity demanded by dividing the difference of the initial quantity Qi and the final quantity Qf divided by the initial quantity Qi, and then converting it to a percentage by multiplying it by 100%. To make this a little bit more clear, I'll demonstrate what this means through an example. So imagine that last week you decided to buy 10 items of a particular good. That could be a pair of shoes, as the example that we're about to delve into, or any good that you can think of. So now, due to a sale, you decide to buy 15 of the same items this week. Therefore, your initial quantity would be 10, the amount of the items that you bought last week. And your final quantity would be 15, the number of items you bought this week. The percentage change of quantity demanded then becomes 15 minus 10 divided by 10, and that yields 0.5. We multiply that by 100%, which gives us a percentage change of quantity demanded of 50%. Now, the question that we've been presented with is a little bit more complicated. We're dealing with a demand function, and when the relationship between the quantity demanded with respect to a given price is presented by a demand function, such as Q equals f of P, then in that case, the elasticity can be calculated using the equation P divided by Q multiplied by the derivative of the demand function. Now, the proof behind that does involve a little bit of calculus, which I believe is a little beyond the scope of this question. But if you'd like me to do a tutorial on the proof behind that, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'd be happy to expand on that in another tutorial. Alright, now that we understand how to calculate the elasticity of demand, let's get back to our original question. When starting a question, a word problem, always start with what you know. In our case, we know that Anna has a demand function of Q equals 50 minus 3P. We also know that her price elasticity of demand at price P is -3/7. What we now also know is that the price elasticity of demand can be presented by the equation of the derivative of the demand function multiplied by P over Q. So what we're looking for is the price P. We already know what the quantity demanded is, so what we're left with is to calculate the derivative of the demand function. To calculate the derivative of the demand function, we start off with the original demand function, and the derivative of 50 with respect to the price is simply 0. The derivative of negative 3p with respect to the price is simply negative 3, and 0 minus 3 leaves us with negative 3. So the derivative of the demand function with respect to the price is negative 3. Now we can go ahead and fill that into our elasticity of demand function, which leaves us with negative 3 multiplied by P, the price, divided by Q, which is 50 minus 3P, which again is equal to negative 3 over 7, our price elasticity. After canceling out both negative 3's and then cross-multiplying, we find that 7P is equal to 50 minus 3P, and once we solve by adding 3p to both sides of the equation, we find that p, the price, is equal to 5. So there you are. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for tuning into our Tutoring Thursday channel. If you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. We would love to hear from you. Until next week's Tutoring Thursday, happy studying.